So, it's like 20 minutes past 11 o'clock at night, UK time. And remember, Rustor rotations are all based around UK time. So if we don't see this Rustor rotate within the next 2 hours, yeah, we're probably not going to have abnormals this week. Everything will probably be delayed. But this has appeared. And everything's lining up quite nicely because, well, what just happened very, very, very recently. It's the 10-year anniversary of the first ever Rustor with skins made by skin creators. Basically, the first workshop skins to be accepted in a Rustor. So that was August 20, 2015. Well, right now, it's August 21. Everything has aligned quite nicely. But out of all these skins right here, only one skin creator is still active to this day. That'll be Mr. Milho Frito, who made the bloody hoodie. Wait, what? Wait. Oh. Ooh. So, yeah, people noticed and people have already started buying out. So earlier today, the bloody hoodie was selling for 66 cents. The bloody boots were selling for $2. And, yeah. And, yeah. So, yeah, that happened. I guess, everybody today just quickly went all to the stores and went, buy. Because everyone's anticipating now that the pants are going to be accepted as a very special skin. What vending machine is this? Now, before we proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look in the description, you will see how I provided chapters. There's a lot of skins here today. And if one of them's caught your eye, if you're like, oh wow, that got accepted. Oh, I really need to see it right now. You're more than welcome to do so, because everything's chaptered in the description. You can skip ahead if you wish. I provide that to you. I'm just pointing out the option. So yeah, 19 skins were accepted today in the August 21, 2025 Rustor. But it's no ordinary Rustor. No. It's a special 10-year anniversary Rustor. I put this tweet out like a couple of days ago, and I made a point that 10 years ago, on August 20, 2015, we saw the first ever workshop skins being introduced to Rust. So, Mr. Gary, you might see here in an old blog post, so this is blog post community update 51. He was talking about the idea of, introducing a workshop where they can, like, constantly bring in new skins and have, like, a special store like TF2. That was his ideas, and you can see some interesting skins he brought up. And, oh, that looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. But yeah, lots of other cool designs right there on display. And a few weeks later, we then saw the actual Rustor being implemented with the first ever batch of workshop skins. That was August 20, 2015. So, okay, cool. We got a very special occasion where a lot of skins from the past, and let me tell you, some of these skins have waited years to finally be accepted. So, by default, I think a lot of people right now are probably panicking. They're probably panicking about certain things. Where's my Sinotype skins? Where's my Island Assault Jacket? Let's just address that right now. This is a special occasion. This might just be a one-off, but next week it's expected everything's going to resume like normal. In short, you should expect your Sinotype skin next week, and you very likely might see your Island Assault skin next week. Alright? So, back to normal next week. I'm not sure if this is like a random surprise they've been working on for a while. I'm not sure if it's a spur-of-the-moment idea, but it's nice to see it. Complete the sets has happened in 2025. You got a lot of collection continuations. Every single skin you see there is a collection continuation. You're probably still going to complain. Right. At the very least, let's go over to here and talk about which of these skins are and are not abnormal. And I've actually prepared Legacy Kevlar Jacket. That's abnormal. The Camouflage Jacket. Oh yeah, great timing because we might be seeing cows pretty soon. And when we see the naval update, perhaps keep an eye out. Yep, that's abnormal. We have the bloody pants, and I've got a very fun thing to talk about that. We have the greening area locker. We have the Oasis sheet metal double door. We have the volcanic stone pickaxe. We have another locker. Whoopsie. Whoops. Playmaker SAR. That's abnormal. We have the scrapper face mask, the scrapper chest plate. We also have the opulent roadside gloves and boots. That is all the abnormal skins for the week. So, what's so special, Hedge? What's so special about these bloody pants? Well, if I could just quickly navigate over to here, hopefully SCMM is working. It's not, unfortunate. Basically, at the beginning of this video, because I actually recorded that about like 2 hours ago, the Rustor rotated at midnight UK time. But if you look at all the skins in SCMM, you'll see how long they've waited on the workshop. Polymer L96, 3 years. Legacy Kevlar Jacket, 1 year. Almost 3 years. 2 hours? What? Talk about that in a bit. That waited a few days because that was an early pick, the only early pick for this Rustor. 5 months, almost 2 months, 2 years, 9 months, 8 months, 8 months, 4 years and 5 months, 6 years and 5 months. Then you have 4 years, 4 years, 6 years, 6 years, 3 years, 3 years, 5 years and 9 months. However, technically, right? If we just look over to here, these bloody pants, they've technically waited the longest. So, of course, you might have noticed this was literally just submitted a few hours ago. This was a very special skin to be introduced, and I feel like I know exactly why. Just to point this out, this was originally submitted back in September 3rd, 2015. It has waited almost 10 years to be accepted. But it needed a little update. It needed some improvement with the textures, I'm guessing, but here you are. So, why is this the special skin? If I could just take you to the past very quickly. So you can do this on Rust Help and on SCMM.app. Now, initially, we did have like skins like this. This is the very first Rustor. Hang on a minute. Aren't those all the skins we get for free every few months? Yes, they are made by Face Punch. The main point about this Rustor I'm talking about for August 20 was the fact that, well, this was made by skin creators, people in the workshop. You look at all those skins and then you'll notice, oh, hang on a minute. What's that over there? Huh. That's the bloody hoodie. We just saw that a minute ago with that special blog post. Yeah. Mr. Milho Frito, he has been around for the entire 10 years. Basically from day 1 to 2025. And if you actually look at all the skins he's made in the past, oh, come on, SCMM. By the way, Skinnalytics has also had an update. Feel free to go give that a good look. All these websites are keeping themselves up to date. SCMM will be changing fairly soon. But here we go. I want to just show you the history of Mr. Milho Frito. He has been around for the entire 10 years. And he has made some very, very nice collections. I'm sure you know of them. Camouflage, for example. Technically speaking now, Bloody is a collection. Bloody hoodie. Bloody pants. Bloody boots. Yes. And it's broken. Because, unfortunately, SCMM was too... not exactly what I was hoping for. Let's see if we can skip ahead and see if that works in a bit. So, unfortunately, it didn't work. But I can just kind of show you what I've prepared. So, over to here. Over the many years, Milho Frito, he has worked on numerous collections that I'm sure a lot of you appreciate. Bloody collection is now technically a collection. Camouflage, and as I said, you might be seeing cows around where we have the naval update. Heads up. Maybe you want to consider looking at some cow things. Maybe you want, might want to appreciate this jacket. But also, Tempered collection, that's been around since day 1. Since 2015, we saw the Tempered AK-47 being introduced, and since then, year after year, Tempered skins keep being accepted to this day. One of the largest collections we have in the game. Also, bee cosplay, we never got the tier 2. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people want to dress up like a bee. We also have like the Ladybug collection, we've got the Chameleon collection, we've got Frog cosplay, he's made lots of animal ones. But also, over the years, he's also contributed to making some very nice charity skins and some very nice Twitch drop skins. Tons. I'm not joking, tons and skins. So congratulations to Milho Frito. Congratulations in getting 2 skins accepted this week. For those pants, they were a very special extra thing. Probably for him, but for us as well. There's that camouflage skin that you wanted. Covered in a little bit of blood. But, give it a wash, you'll be right. What, you asked for camouflage skins, aren't you happy? They made it especially for you lot. Stop complaining. So, very nice to see. Props to Milho. Been here since day 1. Grinding out skins every single week. Like, if you go look at his workshop, he has tons. I'm not joking. Let's just try and see how much we got. So, that's 30 skins right there. And then we have another 30 pages. Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah. So, who knows what we'll see next? Will we ever see banana? That is art. Cool. So, that was a nice little highlight for him. Let's now talk about the Rustor. So, I've been keeping track, refreshing, making sure which skins have got the most sales. Get a good look at that. We also have Skinnalytics. SCMM's been a little bit funny today. But overall, I can't complain about what I've seen. I'm happy. lots and lots of interesting continuations. Some skins have essentially completed their sets as well with their introduction today, so that's cool. Quite a lot of spikes in demand, spikes in price have happened already, and you'd be surprised which ones are. But overall, comment below. Out of all these skins, which one are you most happy to see? And there's still some skins that have, still awaiting collection continuations, or, to truly complete a collection, I brought up today. Where's my Neon Cards box? That quite literally is missing from the Neon Storage collection, because that's number 19. We went from the very last skin, I can't remember what it was. Was it like Sulfur? Storage, Neon Sulfur, large box, that was number 18. It was one of them, might be Cole. Number 19, the small box, the card small box, was supposed to be the next one. Instead, we skipped over to number 20, Neon Small Fuel Storage. We are still missing that final piece, I'm just saying. So anyway, cool. Let's now talk about all these skins and, showcase them and whatnot. So overall, a lot of very interesting skins. But let me put out a warning to you. When it comes to complete the sets rush stores, it's very nice to see all the skins. However, in many instances, we do complete sets, but not everything works out perfectly fine afterwards. You might notice we've got some boots and gloves, some jackets and all that, but what comes out after them? What will come out after them that will give them a lovely boost, a lovely spike of demand after it? We don't always get more skins being made afterwards. So right now you might be going, oh my goodness, we finally got like the Legacy Kevlar jacket. We finally got like, Space Raiders boots and gloves. But what comes out after it? Legacy Kevlar is now essentially completely finished. Space Raider, not really sure if that's a fully complete collection. I'm pretty sure it is. Could probably still get like a jacket and whatnot. But I do know the skin creator that made that isn't very active anymore. We got these weird issues. Yes, we do. So, by all means, if you've looked at these skins today and you thought, wow, I like this, I like that, buy it, treat yourself. That's you buying a skin because you want it. But if you're looking at all these skins and considering, what could be a nice investment? Number one, wait it out. Look at the sales. With big rush stores like this, we don't really tend to see that many sales across the board. On average, it tends to be a bit quiet for some of the ones in the lower half. Yeah, sure, some of them might sell a bit more in the upper half. Like, I'm talking like these ones here. But when you see all of these over here, considering we've got 4 pairs of boots this rush store, you might see some sell very little, and maybe they might be the sneaky hidden investment, because in comparison to the rest of their set, they sell the least. And we have discussed this quite a lot recently with boot skins in general over the past few weeks, because we keep seeing boots. So, be a little bit wary, a little bit cautious. If you like it, by all means, just buy it. That's a treat for yourself. That's for you. But as an investment, okay, buy orders are most likely going to be the way we go about it. We have a lot of skins and a lot of abnormal skins. Okay, so yeah, we'll talk more about this on Wednesday. Next week. When we did the abnormal barders last night, so let me just quickly show you this. There you go. We obviously talked about the Sinotype tools and all the other skins. But after we did all the barders, I looked at the price that the Sinotype tools were up to. How many barders did it have? How high did it go? It was pretty much smack dab the same as its rush store price. So now I ask you, how many of you bought any skins last night? So we go to here. I went and bought 20. Now, I didn't buy them on my main, on my special HAL account. The account that's all condensed by itself. It can't do any trades with my other accounts and whatnot. It started off with $100. It just goes on. I was considering it. But considering that we didn't see any Sinotype skins this week, I can't help but assume a lot of people might panic. I did say next week it will return to normal, but most people aren't fully well aware of that. They all panic. And stupid people tend to do stupid things. Sorry to say. But they're not informed. They aren't fully well aware. So maybe that does drop immediately. Maybe you could pick them up with your barders, wait it out another week, see that we have the return of the Sinotype collection, and then yeah, maybe it'll be alright. But yeah, just want to point out, last night when we did the abnormal barders, it looked like a perfectly fine, safe thing to approach. And that's why abnormal's super handy, super helpful. And that's every Wednesday night. I'm on stream around 9 PM London time. You get the idea. Cool. So if you aren't fully well informed, consider watching the first 5 minutes of this video. Rust Abnormal Barders for August 21, 2025. Cool. Right then, so let's now properly go through all these skins I'm talking about over to here. And we'll discuss, could things work out nicely? What do we reckon? Right, so before we before we go ahead and talk about all the skins individually, just wanted to point out on micro522.com, which is linked in the description, you can see pretty much every single skin had a very, very nice upvote to downvote ratio. At bare minimum, about 2. So yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty cool. But again, because some of these skins have been waiting for a very, very, very long time, they have some insane scores. So alright, cool. Back over to here. Shall we get started? Legacy Kevlar Jacket. So, I said it just a little bit earlier. What is next? If I were to go to the workshop right now, so I'm sure many of you are fully well aware. We've got the hoodie, we've got the pants, we've got the tier 3, we've got the tier 2, we've got the boots and gloves. Nothing else could come out now that's going to really give this a boost. Now, it's not, just going to point this out, we've got a lot of black jackets as well. It's not like this is super unique, this is super special. It looks nice, so I will say that, and of course we'll showcase it to you in a second. But how's Legacy Kevlar doing at the moment? Now, before I do anything, look at that front page. Camouflage pants, kilt, Space Raiders hoodie, Opulent pants, Volcanic stone hatchet. Oh mate, this is beautiful. You've got to love a complete the sets Rustor. Oh look, Legacy pants. I was expecting that. Legacy pants, hoodie, kilt. I'm expecting that's going to appreciate the revival of the jacket. So over to here, Legacy Kevlar. You may recall, late 2023, we saw the tier 3 being accepted. A lot of people were like absolutely amused to see that this had so much transparency. That is only $2.82 at the moment. It's kind of struggled because it did sell a ridiculous amount. Of course, hoodie and pants were the worst offenders in regards to struggling because it sold far too much. 50,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers. However, with the arrival of the jacket today, I can confirm to you, sales have happened, the price is now back up into the positive for the pants, and for the hoodie, it's improved, still not as good as the pants. This took a good 18 months plus to finally go back up into the positive. Okay, well that's nice. But yeah, if I could go to here, typical. Well, if I could just click this, can I go to a special page? Yeah. And I'm sure I can do this in Skinlytics as well. If I look at the actual collection, it actually shows all the skins like so. And you can see, some of them aren't doing very good, some of them are doing pretty alright. I can confirm to you, hoodie and pants and the tier 3 pieces are the ones that sold an excessive amount, a ridiculous amount. Down 5%, only up by 13%, down 34%, up 12%. It's nice to finally see some improvement, but now let me remind you, the boots and the gloves, that did how many subscribers again? Cool. That was like 30,000 subscribers. I remember the kilt only doing about 30 plus subscribers. There's a reason why it's up at $4. Oh wow, you're $4? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, cool. But yes, it's nice that these worked out. But the main reason why some of them are performing so much better compared to the others is because they sold a reasonable amount. If we see the jacket sell a reasonable amount, and I am expecting this because, number one, we have a ton of skins this week, I am fully expecting that the jacket might just do okay. Retain its value. Be appreciated. But I do have to remind everybody, so let's just look up all the jackets, right? There is a lot of black jackets. Right, thank you. Can't look. So unfortunately, I can't really show it to you, but do you remember last year we had that biker themed jacket? We've definitely had blackout jackets somewhat a good while back. We had black gold. There was the Twitch drop black jacket. There was another one I can't fully remember. Point is, there's a lot of black jackets. Whilst that slots in nicely with Legacy Kevlar, people might look at other cheaper options and whatnot, and yeah. So be a little bit hesitant, but don't forget, that jacket right there is abnormal. Abnormal barders first, and then we'll look at it afterwards. But just remember, Legacy Kevlar has struggled before. Been quite awkward, okay? This is why I say, if you like it, buy one for yourself. Treat yourself. But as an investment, wait it out. Look at the sales, and then we'll consider then. Sounds good? Right then. So, should we go in game now and give it a good look? Enjoy the view. Yep. Get a good look at that. So, let's get up nice and close. Legacy to the side, all nice and stitched in. Looking kind of leathery, if anything. Leathery? Is that how you say it? Right. So it's not too reflective, but it does reflect quite a bit with the lighting. Yeah, let's pull back a bit. Let's get up nice and close with all the details. Yes. But yeah, I'm just wearing a wetsuit with that. Kind of looks kind of soft, like if you were to like press it, kind of squish. But I assure you, it will protect you quite nicely. Yeah, would you consider that reflective? Whilst it does kind of light up a bit, it's not super blatant, but it's definitely not like blackout, if you know what I mean. And that is what Legacy Kevlar is. A nice, cheaper alternative, but still reflects a fair bit. Some people probably say, Hedge, does it glow in the dark? Well, I mean, no. Of course not. So, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Are you happy to see it today? It's a perfectly fine looking jacket. I think a lot of people will be very happy to see it. Of course, with the people owning Legacy Kevlar, they're probably selling their skins now for a lovely bit of profit. But what could you expect next from this? Primitive skins, I guess? Comment below what you'd like to see. Weapons, tools, deplorables. It's up to you. But with that, let's now move on and showcase the next skin. And what do we have next? That is the Polymer L96. Now you might recall the SAP, the MP5 from the past. Get a good look at that. Not super flashy. Nice brown, light beige design. Oh yes. So, do you happen to own any of the other previous Polymer skins? Do you like them? Do you appreciate them? Do you like the design of what you see here? Very nice. Looking pretty sweet. Aim down. Got the big P right there. That's cool. Give it a good shot. Give it that nice little reload again. Looking pretty sweet. Have a shot. Alright then, cool. Now, of course, you might wonder, does it like glow in the dark or anything? Just to prove that, nope, no it doesn't. So, alright, pretty sweet, can't complain. How's it look with a scope on though? I've shrunk, but yeah, I needed to do that so you could see it a little bit better. So yeah, not too bad. And, you know, you're going to say, oh, can you aim down? Well, I mean, what a lot of good that did. So yeah, I can aim down pretty easy. Oh, look, dome's there. Who would have guessed? But yeah, looks nice. Can't complain. What do you think? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's go ahead and showcase this on the stage. So the actual skin, not too reflective. The black part on the top does appear to reflect. If anything, the scope reflects more. So, okay, cool. Well, strike a pose and get a good look at that. So, I now ask you, could we see the possibility of the return of the skin creator? Because he has been gone for quite some time now. In the past, we've seen other instances where a random skin is accepted and complete the sets. Skin creator's surprised to see he's getting paid. Oh, wow, yes, oh, well, yeah, sure, I'll return to it. I'll make more skins. But yeah, now I ask you, what polymer skins would you like to see being made next? Doesn't have to just be weapons. You could consider deplorables, maybe some clothing and armor. A tier 3 set would actually look pretty cool. I think a lot of people greatly like it, just like it because it's desert camo. Anyway, let's hop out of here and discuss what happens next with this. Are L96s appreciated? Or would it even matter? Would people just buy it because they like polymer? So, polymer collection. Polymer custom SMG, $30+. Pump shotgun, $28, almost $29. Polymer bolt action rifle, $10 plus. Polymer MP5, $50. Polymer SAP, $46.69. I think there might be some more. Oh, look, there you go. There's the LR300. So we've got quite the collection. It's a weapon-only collection. Over time, people have appreciated it. Tends to happen with a lot of older skins. But now we have this L96. How much of it is it going to sell? And, you know, take note of this. 101 subscribers, 477 subscribers, 102 subscribers, 1,700 subscribers. Couple of hours, 1,563 subscribers. So now you understand the difference of today versus 7 or so years ago. I'm sure you get it. It's nice. I wouldn't complain about, you know, using that. I think a lot of people will be buying it because they actively want it. But in terms of its price, I still don't fully trust it. So we could just go to SMM. All right, you know, back over to here. L96s in general. How can we search for this? Well, I mean, what we can do is we can go over to here, type in the L96s, and look at them based on price, and how many of them are above like $2, for example. So let's just go do that. So I can confirm to you right now, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4 L96 skins above $2. All the other ones are below that. On average, every single weapon / tool skin sells for $1.99. The vast majority of L96s are selling below the average, the average price. That's not good. That means people don't care that much for them. And then we'll question, how often do you even use an L96? Okay, well, yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. True. But yeah, no, seriously, that is it. If you're not using the weapon that much, where's the justification to own skins for it? Okay. So I can confirm to you, we only have like just two L96s that are above their rustle price. Ghost Flame L96 and Blackout L96. That's it. All the other ones, they're struggling. Even recent skins that look very nice, such as the Icepick L96, that's sold for $2.49. How much does it sell for now? Well, it currently sells for $1.85. It's lost 50 cents of its value, and as we get closer to October time, wouldn't surprise me if it drops off. Also, this guy doing this, he's not helping out himself or anybody else. So, yeah. Oh dear. So, by default, I'm sorry to say, whilst it looks very nice, it's a wonderful addition, I don't think it's going to be the most perfect investment. But if you like it, you go buy it and you go appreciate it. It's a treat for yourself, okay? So that is a big difference. But looking at that, at a $2 price, and with it not being abnormal, I can see concerns, all right? So we'll leave it at that. Let's now talk about camouflage. So, camouflage collection. As we can see over to here, oh no, Skinlytics doesn't realise it's part of a collection. SMM, do you? Not you, SMM. I meant to say Rust Help, but no, it doesn't acknowledge it either. Oh dear, okay, well, let's just remind you of the camouflage collection. I think I need to post that. There we go. Oh wow, there you go. We have hoodie and pants, tier 2, tier 3, boots and gloves, we got it all, and now we have a jacket. Have we noticed any of this actually going up in price today? In the past, I remember the hoodie and pants spiking in price very nicely when we finally saw the tier 2 being accepted. That's why it costs $22 at the moment. And it was selling for that price a little bit earlier as well. It had a wonderful spike in price when we had a previous complete the sets. 2022. Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's not cheap. That's not cheap. And over to here, pants as well. Oh my, you are $43. No. Well, looks like you also had a nice spike in price today. So yes, cool. So I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to see these prices and think, oh wow, if the camouflage collection as a whole is doing very nicely, or maybe I should go buy tons of jackets. And that unfortunately can lead to problems. So, camouflage jacket. It's selling for $2.49. But 2 jackets in the same rust store, could that lead to problems? Well, if anything, it should stop them from selling too much. And I'd be happy with that. I wouldn't be too upset. But both of them happen to be in the top 3 selling skins at the moment. We'll see how it progresses. Again, this is abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. Pace yourself. But I can't help but think a lot of people are going to look at it and say, oh, it's white. Oh, it's no camo. We'll give it a test. Don't you worry. We'll give it a test. But yeah. When we have the naval update, I believe we're going to see the cows being introduced. So we've got chickens. We've got bees. Cows are next. If you saw that special preview for the update, for the naval update, at the very end, they do heavily hint cows are next. Cows will be coming with it. So, is everybody going to suddenly want to wear cow stuff when the cows are out? We'll see. Are we going to see a lot more cowboy themed skins as well? I remember a reference to the Waldoonaald. It's a special weighted rope tool. They throw it at cows' legs to tie them up, and then, yeah, like when they're running along, they throw it at their legs. They'll get them all caught up, they'll fall to the ground, and then they tie them up, and then they take them home with them. Is that how we're going to rear cows? That would be interesting. That would mean maybe people would prefer to dress up like cowboys instead of cows. Or maybe some very strange roleplay things might be happening on certain servers. Either way, I think that camouflage jacket's actually going to be very appealing. I think a lot of people will probably be looking at that, appreciating it, and it will retain its value in the foreseeable future. I look at that with positivity. But I'm also fully well aware, we're literally just around the corner now from September, October, November. But if it's not too bad with a big update, naval update, and if we do see cows being introduced, again, I just kind of feel like that might just work out all right. So, camouflage collection. It's in demand. People like it. Prices are very good. If this sells reasonably, or even better, all right? So again, pace yourself. buy one for yourself if you need to. In terms of making the investment, wait till next Wednesday, right? And so let's hop out of here and discuss how good does it look in game, and is it good for snow? Alright, line up. Who wants to milk me? Yes, I'm dressed up like a cow, Moo. So yeah, giggle at that. It is white and black, as you'd expect from a cow. There's a little bit of pink as well. I believe if we go all the way around the back. There we go. Big pink hoodie part with the nose. The others are in the back somehow, some way. What did they do to that cow? I don't know. But yeah, this has been it's been in a workshop for a while. I actually have my own complete the sets like collection list. I've definitely brought it up many times just to give people an idea of what potentially could be accepted in upcoming complete the sets Rust stores. Quite a lot of those skins need to be removed now because so many of them were those, you know, the boots that are accepted today. This jacket. It's nice to see. I think a lot of people are very happy with this. But, you know, as I said, we will need to go get all the other bits and pieces from the camouflage collection on. You can probably then see if it's effective in the snow. I'll show that off to you in a second. But are you impressed? Do you like what you see? And of course, you know, doesn't glow anything. Wait, what about the nightlight? Nah, doesn't seem to be super noticeable. Right then, so let's go ahead and put on a lot more cow stuff. Moo. A little bit more pink than I realised, but from a distance, I highly doubt you'll spot that. So yeah, look at that. Pretty cool. Blends in quite nicely with the roadside kilt there. Practically sinks in ever so nicely. Now, it's not getting any cheaper. Quite a lot of people buying the camouflage skins as a nice cheaper alternative to the whiteout set. But of course you see all this black as well. But how noticeable is it from a distance? Doesn't seem to reflect that much either, which is also a nice positive. It's definitely a nice consideration. Oh yes, oh yes. But as I said, is the white, the black, the pink, is it all super noticeable from a distance? Well, there's only one way to find out. You can probably tell it's right in the middle. Do you notice the pink though? Is it super obvious? Come on, let's get nice and close. It's not too bad. I'm not complaining. Again, maybe against the rocks it might be a little bit better at certain distances. But as you get closer and closer, you now realise you need to milk me. Alright. Oh, thank you, Milho. Skin creator right there. Thank you very much, good sir. Milho. These aren't roadside gloves, are they? I think we need another collection continuation. Because right there, they are only leather gloves. Got the boots, got the hoodie and pants, got the kilt, but we need roadside gloves, good sir. Do you reckon you could probably consider making them in the future? I'm aware cows are going to be introduced to Rust at some point. That'd be pretty fitting. Right. Are you impressed with that? Feel free to comment below. But maybe, like, as I said, put it against some rocks. Maybe it might blend in a little bit better there. Someone just gave a really good idea for the roadside gloves. On each one it says, milk me. It's up to the skin creator. Let's just go a little bit further away. Does seem to do a pretty good job there. And from a distance, that's not super noticeable. I should ask though, in how many instances are you just standing still next to a... Oh, I hit the tree, sorry. How many instances are you just sitting there, standing next to a cliff or something? Good shout. I will say though, the fog definitely helps it out a fair bit. So from a distance, camouflage actually tends to do a pretty good job. Now, like, a little bit closer and whatnot. Whiteout still probably a whole lot better. Whiteout isn't cheap though. But this isn't getting any cheaper either. So maybe we will see some more skins being made for this. As I said, already pointed out, roadside gloves would be a nice addition. Maybe some deplorables, a weapon or two. Why not comment below? What would you like to see next in the camouflage collection? Primitive skins? Maybe. Head wrap? Cow head wrap? Yes, yes. Balaclava? Maybe. But yeah. Looking pretty sweet, looking pretty cool. And if you want to go buy that for yourself, the jacket, more than welcome to do so. But for all those other bits and pieces, might want to make a move now. Or maybe wait a bit because there's a lot of hype for this at the moment. With the jacket being accepted today. So, okay, cool. And so with that, I think we have another camouflage skin to show off right about now. What's that going to be then? And as you can see, it's another Milho Frito skin. So yeah, took a good 10 years to finally see these being accepted. But the boots, the hoodie, they've been around for years. And consider this, I believe both of them were accepted in 2015. How many people were playing back then? I believe on average about 10,000 people. Today, we have about 15 times more than that. How many pants are going to sell in comparison to the hoodie and the boots? I am concerned about that. And also, is this actually good green camouflage? Forests, plains. Well, could it work? It's covered in blood. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. Here's your camouflage skin. Yay! It's got a little bit of blood in it. Yay! You got cow. You got blood. Some weird sacrifices have been made at Face Punch. Let me tell you that. But yeah, it is a bit bright here as well. I guess that used to be white. Now it's all covered in blood and grime. Yippee! But is it a concern? Maybe just put some armor on. Maybe that might solve it. Okay, it's definitely something to consider. But yeah, take it into consideration. If you want it, you go buy it. You go treat yourself. But I really wouldn't be surprised if the pants sell so much more compared to the hoodie and the boots. And we might be a little bit oversaturated with them. Far too many of those in comparison to the hoodie and the boots. But I can confirm to you, the pants, you cannot find them in a high quality bag. That will not be happening. So once it's out of the Rust store, it's gone. That's it. Done. It is a no crate skin. And it also doesn't glow in the dark. There you go. Not very reflective. As you'll notice with these older skins, they weren't very reflective, which is a bonus for us. That's nice. That's cool. The hoodie, very noticeable. Pants, they are pretty much the same thing. Boots, yep, pretty much the same thing. So, okay, that's a nice little bit of positivity. But yeah, now let's go out there, stand in the fields, maybe have a few cliffs and whatnot. Does it work as green camouflage? Here we are in a standard field. Let's just pull back. Keep an eye on that. So, from quite a bit of distance, the blood in like the collar area, not as noticeable. But that left leg is. Definitely kind of like merges into a dark brown, green. Doesn't look too bad. Of course, with my lighter skin character. Oh, in the bush. Oh, I'm really bad with the camera today. Oh. Yeah. I should probably cover up my face. And of course, would say, well, you know, why not put some armor on? So how does it look like if I just put on a few pieces? Okay, so to make things a little bit quick, I just put on, you know, Forest Raiders, Tier 3, Roadside Kilt. Let's pull back a bit. So keep an eye on that left leg. Keep an eye on like my overall body. Is it super noticeable now? Of course, you know, Forest Raiders is very good in foresty areas, grassy plains such as this. It's just that leg. And even then, that does seem to do a very good job. Now, of course, in regards to green clothing and armor, more specifically the armor, there's definitely some cheaper options. You could look at like Franken Tier 3. You could even look at stuff as cheap as UFO. There's definitely a lot of options out there for green stuff, but Forest Raiders is definitely king. And I know a lot of people are going to sit here and say this. In regards to some nice affordable green hoodie and pants, you can definitely consider flashbacks. Hoodies very cheap. Pants are definitely pushing up to $6 now though, so you do have to consider that. But it looks nice. Why are you so dirty? Why are you covered in blood? Not my blood, it's all good then. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and go stand next to some like rocks and whatnot. And then maybe we can also look at the jungle. And here we are. Stand next to some rocks. Again, the yellowy colours not really helping me out here. So as I pull back a bit more, the darker green not really blending in super great. Might be a bit of a concern. I've hit a tree. I am very bad with the camera today. But I think we've established it's not perfect. Maybe if I put in some other clothing and armor pieces, more specifically, again, the armor. But what could I put on this time? Well, here we have the army face mask. I have the forest camo chest plate, and I also have forest camo roadside kilt. Now, they're actually not that cheap as well. Again, green camouflage. It's pretty silly. But as you can see, it helps out with the torso. My left leg, though. You are not helping me out at all. But you know what? Maybe it might work out perfectly fine in the jungle. In the jungle under a tree, showing off bloody pants just for me. Do 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 do. There we are. So, kind of worked quite nicely. In the jungle, we do have a few more colours, like those red flowers right there. I could move the sun around a little bit more. In the shade, I've got no issue with the little bit of light colouring on my left leg. In the light, it does stand out a bit. But with so many leaves, so many plants, so much flora, you get the idea. It actually does do a very good job. So, what are your thoughts? And again, you know, some people are going to say, can we look at it at night time? Well, great, now I can't see a thing. So, yeah. I saw a fire over there. What's that all about? Oh, it's the car. I see. God, I was a little bit confused by that, but yeah. Look at that. So I didn't realise I was going to do so much of a showcase for the pants. But at the end of the day, be a little bit careful. You might see a little bit too many of those pants there. And also, there are definitely other options for a pair of pants. But they're not exactly getting any cheaper, the other options. You could consider forest camo pants. They're like 20 cents. They're given away for free. Yeah. So, we definitely have like problems like that. Cheaper alternatives. If you like it, if you were impressed with it today, the sun's not moving all the way around. Sorry. You go buy yourself a lovely pair and appreciate it. And if anybody looks at your pants and say, what on earth happened to you? Just sit there and say, I had an accident. I had an accident. Right then. So let's go take a look at SCMM, Rust Help, and Skinlytics next. Bloody pants, $2. Bloody hoodie, $10. Bloody boots, $11. Do not assume that we're going to see this reach up to the prices of these. However, if we were to see an attempt for some bloody tier 2, tier 3, okay, you know what? Maybe things might change. Maybe that could work out nicely. I don't know what Milho Frito wants to do next. He could do either camouflage, he could do bloody, it's up to him. He could do another attempt for his bee cosplay. He could go make another ladybug cosplay skin. He's got so many collections. He's been around for such a long time. Must be a very nice position to be in. But in regards to that, wait it out until next week. Next Wednesday, we'll consider what the sales are, and then we'll make a move based on what we see there. Sounds good? I've probably spent about 20-30 minutes already now. Still have all of these skins to showcase. Greening area locker. So, as you can see here, we've had some deplorables previously. Large box, sheet metal double door, garage door, sheet metal door. This all came out late 2024 if I can recall. Well, that's working out nicely. That's working out nicely. That's working out nicely. You, not so much. Anyway, another locker. Didn't we just have a locker? Yes. We've now reached a record-breaking amount of lockers. I'd show you that on SCMM, but it's not working properly. So just accept what I've just said. If I click view more, what do I see here? If I click view more, what does it show? Ah, okay. That's super helpful. That's super beneficial. All the skins accepted in 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022. You get the idea. We used to not really see them that much. Now we see them a little bit too much. Initially, that might be doing quite alright. Give it a week or so, there might be problems. Why is the ultramarine locker there and this over here? There might still be a few issues, but this is a new feature I've just found out about this on Skinlytics. So, okay, cool, fair enough. You can see there's a lot. You can see that struggling, that struggling, that struggling. You're doing alright. You're doing okay. You just became marketable. We can't really judge you that much. Greening area, though, a very nice glow-in-the-dark design. Very straightforward in effect. Like, I've got no issue with it. Is it going to be okay? I do question it quite a lot. So let's go to items, current store. No, okay, not yet then. Soon enough. Anyway. Well, I guess it's just better off that we wait until next week. Again, I know it's very straightforward, but in pretty much every scenario, in every instance, if you're not 100% confident, you wait it out. That'll always be the answer. But let me tell you this. We still have Halloween. We still have Christmas. Don't you think we'll see another locker skin this year? Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Very well then. Let's give it a good look in game, and you can tell me, comment below, what do you think about this locker? And here we are in game. Get a good look at that. A very nice, stylish design. Give that a good look. Rise to the top. Air holes. Very good. So yeah, no, that's looking pretty. That's looking pretty cool. I doubt you ever have this outside in the sunlight. You can see it reflects quite nicely there. Now, let's make it nighttime. Give that a good look. Clearly it glows. With the light right next to it. It does appear to be quite reflective. Okay, looking pretty sweet. In total darkness, as you can see, a very noticeable, very bright looking locker. The other deplorables have worked out nicely, although I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were bought out today with the arrival of the locker. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you like what you see? Feel free to comment below. Could this be the resurgence of the greening area deplorable collection? What would you like to see being made next? Armored door wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Maybe a small box? Anything else that I could think of? Come on, Hedge. Water purifier. Yes. Okay, cool. Right then, so we'll leave it at that. Let's now go ahead and showcase the next skin, which just so happens to be over here. Oh, look at that, another wooden double door. Lovely. Now, at first glance, some of you might assume, oh, does this have, does it have transparency? No, that does not have transparency. This is just a standard wooden double door, part of the military door collection, which initially came out like 8 years ago. Yeah, we've seen some very old skins today. But funnily enough, that was actually the only early pick this week. This was a recent submission. If you aren't fully well aware, before the initiative this month, wooden double doors were a very rare sight to see. But of course, for August 2025, in the official Ruskin Making Discord, it was proposed that the skin creators make a whole bunch of wooden double doors for this month. Just this past weekend, 21 different designs were made. Before that, the previous 2 weeks, in total about 24. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. So, to see a wooden double door being accepted in this Rust door, not surprised. But what happens to this? Last week, we saw the very nice legacy wooden double door, had transparency, a very nice, interesting feature. I did say though, do not be surprised if we see a lot more wooden double doors after this. Do not be surprised if it potentially takes away the attention from it and causes issues. But this right here, the only positive thing I can see for it, sorry to say, is the fact, the fact that it's green. But the bright wood, the bright coloured wood right here is always going to be super noticeable. Try your best covering that in like some green rugs and whatnot. I don't really think you can use it for like a camouflage base. Sorry to say. At the end of the day, if you like the style, if you think, wow, yeah, I'd like that in my base and whatnot, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, keep them putting nice creative designs in the future. Le Cramp's been around for a very long time. He's produced some very nice skins. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd feel reinvigorated to make some more skins for that. Looks perfectly fine to me. It's just, we already had a wooden double door. And a couple of weeks before that, we had the charity one with the glow-in-the-dark and the transparency. Maybe people just aren't super enthusiastic for wooden double doors this week. And yet, it's one of the top five selling skins. Top six. Sorry about that. But compared to the other 12 or so, it's definitely one that's selling more compared to the others. By default, if we return to normal in regards to, if we return to not seeing that many wooden double doors being submitted in workshops and whatnot, like we did before, that very likely will just slowly rise up in price. It wouldn't surprise me. We usually only ever saw one wooden double door skin being accepted every year. That's the average we're expecting. But of course, with the brand new change, things obviously were different. And I still expect another wooden double door skin to be accepted next week. I definitely expect, anticipate that, expect that. Maybe for September Force Wipe as well. Let's hop out of here now and discuss that a little bit further. Right, so here we are. Now, if I could just quickly look at this military collection, I can point out to you that we actually have quite a lot of skins. Le Cramp's been around for a very long time. We have the armored door, the barricade, the sheepman double door, the single wooden door, and apparently we have duplicates now. SUMM's in a bit of a weird spot at the moment. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of skins. Some of them are doing quite nicely. Others, a bit questionable. But wooden double doors, we don't have that many of them. I already said that last week. And it broke again. Wonderful. So, we don't have that many wooden double doors. But we do have a lot of submissions as of recent. It is the item that's being focused in August 2025. Just this past weekend, we saw 21 individual designs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 blah. I am going to be concerned, right? I am going to be concerned if we see another transparent glow-in-the-dark skin, which is right there in front of you. In fact, we've got another version over here that's also glow-in-the-dark and transparent, and that one. There's options. Last week, we had the very nice-looking wooden double-door legacy wooden double door. It had only transparency. We thought maybe it wouldn't sell too much, considering we just had the charity skin, the Hope for the Day charity skin with Fancy Ops event. That cost $5. People greatly appreciate the transparency in the glow-in-the-dark. Turns out, Legacy Wooden Double Door from the previous week did over 21,000 subscribers. I do believe military storage will be selling less. It will sell less. Do not be surprised if that happens. Again, a lot of skins this week. I am not really expecting that many of them to sell a ridiculous number. At best, you might see some of them just about maybe reach up to 25,000 subscribers. One of the ones up here, perhaps. But most of them are probably going to be stuck between 10, maybe about 10 to 15 subscribers. Most of them, probably. We'll see, we'll see. Anyway. It's not super flashy. It's not super in your face. I think the previous week's skin will get more usage considering the transparency. This right here, as I said a little bit earlier, if we return to normal and hardly see any wooden double door skins being submitted again, do not be surprised that eventually, gradually goes up in price. But it might take a while, and it might not be that super profitable. So, I think we're better off with a buy order, and unfortunately, that's not abnormal. It's not abnormal. So we're just going to wait till next week's Rustle rotates, and, well, hopefully it's a bit earlier. But yeah, I think we're better off with a buy order there. Now, by all means, if you like the aesthetic, if you think it looks cool, buy it for yourself, treat yourself, support the skin creator, make it known that you'd like to see more. And it really wouldn't surprise me over the course of this upcoming weekend or the next, you'll see these skin creators realise, oh wow, I got to complete the set's acceptance. Maybe I'll return to the collection. It wouldn't be surprising. Cool, so we've got that all nice and said. But yeah, keep an eye on Skinlytics and Rust Help. All they need is the new features and it will compete perfectly with SMM. And with SMM, well, we just keep having more and more problems. It's unfortunate, but it keeps on happening. So, let's now move on and talk about the Redemption Pump Shotgun. This is a perfectly fine looking design, but pump shotguns, we don't see that many being accepted. We did recently see the cock pump shotgun. That's been out for a while now. That's actually been doing a very good job retaining its price. So if I were to look at, I don't know, previous skins, can I do that at the moment? Doesn't look like it. Can't even see the Redemption collection. Let's now go over to Rust Help. Rust Help, can you tell me what we see? These are all the recent acceptances. That's in the positive, that's in the positive, that's in the positive. That took a year to get to that point, but I did anticipate that when I looked at these last year. When I looked at the cock pump shotgun, I said, well, I expect it to do better compared to all the other skins, especially its previous skins in the same collection, that being the AK and, of course, the SAR. We don't see that many pump shotguns in terms of skins. We only got 3 last year, and the year before that, I think we only got 1. They're all in the positive. We've got 2 so far this year. It's almost the end of August. Maybe we'll see another one this year, over the course of the next several weeks. Halloween, Christmas, who knows? But I can't help but assume the exact same behaviour is going to happen all over again, like what we saw here. So Redemption Pump Shotgun, you are $2. Are you abnormal? Let's just quickly hop back and find out. I can confirm, are you abnormal, yes or no? The answer is, come on. It is not. That might be a concern, but still, Smart Barter will definitely be the way to go about that. I think that will be a very nice thing to consider investing into. In terms of buying it, maybe. But if it doesn't sell that much, all the better for it to rise up in price ever so nice. And with the skins we saw with the last year's batch, so we'll show that, you know, again, that only did 9,700 subscribers. That did 7,850. And that did 9,000-ish. They all worked out all right. None of them went over 10,000 subscribers. So if I go back and look at its position, with all the other skins here, I will not rule out the possibility that that might not sell that much this week. That could very likely become a very interesting investment. So, okay, cool. We've glazed it a nice amount. But no, seriously, I'm not joking. The lack of pump shotgun skins is definitely a nice, favourable position to be in. So, cool. Let's now hop in game, give it a good look, and you can tell me if you like it or not. And here we are in game. And immediately you'll notice the very nice, shiny, cranberry red sheen of the Redemption pump shotgun. Get a good look at that. So, do you use the pump shotgun enough to appreciate it? Do you want to get a very nice skin for it? Comment below. Of course, let's take control. Give that a nice little shot. You might notice immediately we have the very nice red aim sight. I don't think everybody's always aiming down. I think they just run up to people and go, I'm sorry, Dome, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm so sorry. But yep, get a good look at that. Nice and shiny. Give it a nice reload as well. Boom. Pump, 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 pump. All good. All right, sweet. Nighttime look. Just to confirm that, does appear okay in terms of night light, but not super noticeable. Okay, fair enough. Looking pretty sweet still. Yep. All right then. So, shall we now go ahead, show it on stage, and you can tell me, oh, does that look nice? Very reflective. Very, very shiny. Oh yeah, look at that. Right, well, nice and flashy. Is that the type of skin for you? Cool. So, I think it will be a barter situation, but if you bought some long term, I do think this will work out quite nicely. But again, are you patient enough to wait? I mean, it does look very nice and shiny. People do appreciate the Redemption collection. It's had quite a lot of skins being accepted over the years. So yeah, comment below. What do you reckon? And so that, should now move on and showcase the next skin. Stare at it, or it stares back at you. Oasis. Oasis. Not sure which version it's supposed to be, but yes, it is a return of this collection. And that being a sheet metal double door, I'm instantly going to sit here and say that's probably the best thing to consider investing into. Sheet metal double doors. Can't try and say it too quickly, sorry about that. Sheet metal double doors tend to be very reliable. They also tend to be very nice. So, they do get used quite a lot. They are appreciated. And if they're, you know, a very nice, cool looking design, pretty out there, pretty strange, but also, again, pretty cool. People do appreciate, people do like. And what we have right here is a nice, cool, glow-in-the-dark design. I think a lot of people would greatly appreciate this. Comment below your own thoughts. Maybe you might not like it, that's fine. You can offer your own opinion. You're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, we've had a few sheet metal double doors this year, and they've actually worked out quite all right. And last year we saw a ridiculous amount of them, didn't we? But they all worked out very nicely as well. It's only the holiday theme skins that tend to be a bit... Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So, should we hop out of here? Just, you know, discuss that further. And, well, could it be a nice investment or not? Because the collection, it's been a bit not great. Let's go with that. So, let's go showcase what I mean. Right, so, clarification. The recent sheet metal double doors looks like they're starting to slip. Yeah, I can see that. Now, these only had, like, so many subscribers. 13,000, almost 17,000, just under 12,000. Serpent Temple early this year as well. That sold for $3.49. $3 at the moment. 17,500 subscribers, almost. Sunken as well. I keep forgetting how many we had this year. They didn't sell ridiculously. They all had some nice, cool designs to them. All of them glow in the dark except that one. Okay, maybe things could still work out all right. By default, I think things will still work out okay for this. A smart buy order can always lead to success. Yeah, No Mercy sheet metal double door might be down by about 22%. But do you know what? Last year's skins, which you can see over to here, yep. In 2024, we saw a ridiculous amount of these being accepted. But every single one of them, that wasn't a holiday theme skin, worked out perfectly. Now, I do remember quite some time back, Neon Dome double door was down pretty bad. I remember the tempered one was also down pretty bad. I don't think we can go that further back. But at worst, they were down by about 20%, negative 20. And then all of them rebounded and went up in price ever so nice in 2025. Post-Christmas, you guessed it. Yep. So, if this is how things are currently, I'm fine with that. I've seen it happen before and I'll see it happen again. I fully expect them to rebound, go up in price, and be appreciated. The Oasis, it is just called Oasis, thank you. Oasis isn't exactly doing very well. Also, if you're wondering, on the workshop, it's called Oasis. It's odd. I know. If you're wondering why I said that it's happened that way. Anyway. Garage door, down by quite a lot, 62%. Oasis sheet metal door, down by 65%. And the large box, down by 56%. As a collection, it ain't very in demand. But for what it is, the sheet metal double door, I think that could still work out nicely. Smart barter though, 100%. $2 skin, it might be a case of a $1 to $1.50 barter. And I'll be fine with that. I'll be okay. I'll happily pick them up for $1.50. Because once we go through January 2026, wouldn't surprise me if I could sell that for about $3. Yep. That's an expectation, not a guarantee. Okay? So, if it sounds fine to you, maybe you might, stick with a barter. But listen, if you want it, if you like it, just go buy it. Support the skin creator. I wouldn't be surprised the people that made this very likely will probably return to it and make some more skins. Who made it again? Let's just quickly remind ourselves. So we could just go over to here. Micro522.com. Let's go to the Rust Workshop. You can look at all these. Let's look at the accepted skins. I can remember now that the person who made this, and just to confirm, Oasis, Papacar Universe Kid. They've had a few skins accepted here and there. I wouldn't be surprised if this reinvigorates their motivation to return to this. Maybe another attempt. Oh, no, that's it. All of them complete, basically. Well, 100% successful. Maybe an armored door, armored double door, small box. Wouldn't say no. Locker. Ooh, locker would be pretty sweet. Keep an eye on the workshop. I'm pretty sure they'll return to this. Okay, so, alright, maybe we do see a return to the collection, but still wouldn't be surprised if it does slip a bit. But by slip, at worst, maybe down by about 50 cents. That is the expectation. Okay, fair enough. So, it's in your hands now. Feel free to approach that as you wish. But just to remind you, that skin right there, it's abnormal. So we're in a very good position with that. Cool. Right then, so if that's looking pretty okay, and of course, perhaps much better compared to that, maybe more attention will be put on this and a lot of the other skins. Maybe some of these other skins might not sell that much. Maybe things could really turn around very nicely due to a sheer lack of sales, okay? I tried to say that a little bit earlier, but do take it into consideration. As of now, you're barely halfway. And we still have a lot to go. So, let's now jump in and take a look at the Playmaker SAR. Well, actually, I should talk about it first. No, it's actually the Volcanic stone pickaxe. Oh, the fact that it keeps changing is really doing my head in. A lot of people turned up today, right? A lot of people turned up and they've said, oh, surely that's going to go up in price, considering the hatchet's now very high in price. Well, let me remind you, that Volcanic stone hatchet, which isn't on the front page anymore, so let's go back over to here, Volcanic. That Volcanic stone hatchet, yes, it's been bought out, but for a very long time, and I'm talking a very long time, it's been all by its lonesome self. It used to be quite high in price. Wow, that was over $10 back then. But today, earlier today, selling for about $5. When this was accepted, it was back in, we're going to find out, 2017, most likely. That only got just under 800 subscribers. I do not remember if this is a no-crate skin, but let me tell you right now, that stone pickaxe has already beaten it in a few hours in terms of subscribers. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I would be cautious. I'd be wary. But you know what? Maybe it has enough demand that it'll probably retain its price and be alright. Retain though, not be profitable. Maybe it is more, like a lot more in demand than we realised, and it actually does go in a positive. But the most likely scenario is that this will probably do about 10 to 15,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot more compared to you. And then that'll probably go back down to about, maybe about $5. And unfortunately, the stone pickaxe will probably suffer, go down a fair bit, end up about $1. Wouldn't surprise me. But also, if people do truly appreciate their hatchet at the moment, it could just work out quite alright regardless. I know, it sounds very weird to say. I, by default, look at all these skins here, do anticipate all of them going down in price at some point. In several weeks, October time, do not be surprised if every single one of them is in a negative. Some of them might not be as bad compared to others. Okay. But you, I feel like there's more potential bad things compared to good things. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go game right now, and I guess I've already leaked that. We're going to go ahead and show that afterwards. So, okay, fair enough. Let's go in. Ta-da! Right. Get a good look at that. So it's Volcanic. I'd have thought like it'd be cool if you had like a little bit dripping off or something. But it was made years ago. There's only so much people could do back then, or realise what they could do. And just to confirm, yeah, it glows. It glows. Oh yes, it does. Do you want a glow-in-the-dark tool? Do you want to be seen at night time? Well, let me tell you this. People are going to hear you regardless, because you're going to be mining. Maybe it's not too much of a concern, but to a lot of people, when they realise, oh, hang on a minute, it glows. Oh, I don't want that now. It is a bit odd how the skins accepted years ago, if they glowed, they're still liked. But the newer ones, ugh, yucky. I know, it's a bit silly, isn't it? Yep. Right, take control. Bam. Give that a good look. Nighttime look. Very noticeable. Maybe some people appreciate this. Okay, fair enough. Cool. But at the very least, it's now go on stage, give this nice little showcase, and then of course we'll show you the next skin. So yeah, the metal plates in it do seem to reflect quite nicely. Okay, cool. But as I said, I've given you a warning. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells just a little bit, quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells a lot compared to its hatch hit, and there are then issues. So yeah, comment below. What do you reckon? Do you like the style? Do you like the design? It's been waiting for a good few years, but now it's finally accepted. Next, here we have a very cool looking, awesome design. That is the Playmaker SAR. Obviously in reference to Nintendo, looking like a SNES, but with enough creative tweaks to not get in trouble. And I know some people are bringing it up today. Oh, it looks too close to it. We've had other Playmaker skins accepted in the past. If Nintendo wanted to complain, I think they're a little bit too late now. So yeah, just playing my favourite game, Dome Raider. Huh, that's a coincidence, isn't it? Yep. Now let's take control. Get a good look at that. That's a cool, silly design. Let's admit that it's a silly design, but I think a lot of people would appreciate. However, there's no transparency or anything like that. Just to confirm. Also, nighttime look. I know some people are probably concerned, saying, "Oh, does it glow?" No, it does not glow, as you can see there. Right, cool. Aim down. Has some pretty good night light. Does line up quite nicely. Okay, fair enough. That looks like it could work and be helpful. Yep. Right then. So let's give it a quick, give it a quick shot. Sorry, Dome. Yeah. The magazine is a game cartridge. Just look at that. Let's pop that out, blow it, I put it back in. I work now. A lot of people don't realise what I'm referencing. Okay, come on then. Shut up, old men. Let's just look at it on stage. Yep. A fair bit reflective. Looking pretty cool. Right then. So, strike a pose. Look pretty. Are you a fan of the design? It's not just this though. We do have a pair of boots to take a look at in a bit. But they're not really a group, if you know what I mean. Like if it's like a, pair of gloves, yeah, I'd show both of them at the same time. This is independent. It's all by itself in this meta. But, how has the collection fared over the many years? Will this still be appreciated? How are other SAR skins currently holding up at the moment? Right, so back over to here. Skinlytics. Show me all the details. We have Playmaker clothing, armor. The face mask get accepted separately. Where's the face mask? Did we never see that being accepted? Alright, quickly, let's take a look. Playmaker. Show me what you got. Yeah, we do have the face mask. All these skins have been bought out. Yes, they have. Like, lots of skin collections have been bought out today. Because, of course, we got a lot of, like, collection continuations. It's a complete the sets store. That Playmaker SAR. $2.49. Halfway in terms of all the skins that have been accepted today in terms of their sales. SAR skins as of recent, negative 53. Hellborn SAR down by only 18. 54, 21. Heatseeker SAR almost $7. That's obviously the different one, the unique one, the special one. That has a pay-to-win transparent name site. This does not. Collection's doing very good for itself. But that right there, well, let's look at it in a different light. It is quite white. And I am very much under the impression people have appreciated the Playmaker AK-47 as a cheaper alternative to the Comics AK-47. It's still $10.44. Okay. Okay. So, when you saw that just a minute ago, did you consider it as a nice white option? It's got like yellow and red and whatnot. But from a distance, would you notice it? Okay. Definitely something to consider. Well, at the end of the day, I still think it's going to probably end up like most SARs. Sorry to say. Looks cool, and by all means, if you like it, go buy it. Support the skin creators. Let's see if we could see the return of the Playmaker set. Because if I could just quickly go over to here. Did we get all the bits and pieces? We did get the kilt. Did we get tier 2? No, we didn't get the other tier 2 pieces. Okay. Fair enough. But it's a fun, silly set. Oh my, look at that. Okay. I'd love to see that return. I'd love to see another attempt at that. Oh, that just makes perfect sense. That's awesome. Right then. So SAR, abnormal, cool, but we might want to wait until Wednesday. Probably the smartest way to approach it. If it's only got like 10,000 sales by then, okay, maybe things could be a little bit different. I might need to go do like a short video showcasing it in the snow, see if it works nicely. Like, is it a good alternative to the Comic SAR? And how much is the Comic SAR? Comics SAR. By the way, have you noticed all this now? Steam did that. I don't really find it helpful because, like, why would I want to see an unturned skin when I'm in the rust section? And peach clicker, what? Anyway, I didn't search for that. I searched for comics. What? Like I said, not very helpful. Thank you. Right, comics. So I have to search for things like specifically now. It's annoying. Why is life so cruel? No. Anyway, as you'll notice, it's now $17. A lot of people cannot afford that, or rather will refuse to pay that. So the brand new SAR might be considered a nice alternative to that then. Okay, fair enough. We've established the point. We get it. So keep an eye on the sales, and we'll look at that on Wednesday, and we'll see what we want to offer for that then. Let's now move on and talk about Space Raider. We've got Forest Raiders. Nice green camo. We've got Desert Raiders. Nice desert camo. But did you ever consider camouflage in space? I'm joking. Alright, anyway. So yes, we have the hoodie, the pants, the tier 2 armor, and of course, we also have tier 3. This is a full complete collection. Maybe we might see like a jacket or something. And let me tell you, right? I've seen a lot of Space Raider skins on the front page today. A lot of it's coming and going because, of course, there's so many collection continuations. There's been a lot of people going crazy. So Space Raider, yeah, good look at that. I think the hoodie at one point was selling for like $5. It's calmed down now, but it's a lot better than where it was before. So scroll, look at that. For a very long time, didn't get that many sales. Boosh. It's been very, very quiet for a very long time. Boosh. Right, sweet, not complaining. Very happy to see it. But there's definitely a lot of buyouts today. So you can see that this face mask is now sitting here at $5. Earlier today, it was barely $1. If you do happen to own the skin, I won't blame you if you want to sell now. I don't think it'll keep these prices forever. But it's nice to see the collection continuations. So, back over to here. It's got a well-established collection. Tier 2, about 20,000 subscribers almost, so 17 to 19,000 subscribers. The hoodie and pants did 26,000 plus subscribers. And the tier 3, that did 17,000 subscribers. I'm not surprised to see the hoodie and pants didn't fare very well. But today, things changed. They have bounced up very nicely. Now, for the roadside gloves, and of course the boots, what happens next? Well, let me tell you this. If this sells less than 17,000 subscribers, both these pieces will be the lowest selling skins out of the whole collection, out of the whole clothing armor set. That could prove to be very, very, very good for it. Very good for it. You know how over the past several weeks, we've been looking at all these random boot skins and talking about, okay, will it match up to the sales we've seen with the previous skins? In this particular instance, modern military boots sold a little bit too much compared to all the other skins. Look at its price now. How's that currently holding up? Well, it did get its name changed to military boots. And as you'll see, it's 82 cents. It did dip down in price. Not dramatically down and doomed, but it's still not perfect. If I were to look at another skin from the previous weeks, so if I go to like a good few weeks back, porcelain boots, they sold actually a perfectly fine amount, but nothing is perfect. Nothing is a-okay, you know. This, unfortunately, has dipped. Now, it's only so many sales, and then it's back to its, you know, $1 price. And again, other people, why? But Porcelain Collection wasn't exactly a complete collection either, was it? No. But with the skins before this, we saw Pirate Boots, lowest selling skin in its collection of all the clothing armor, perfectly in the positive. Week before that, what did we see? Chameleon Boots, same thing, lowest selling skin out of all the clothing armor, perfectly in the positive, up 15% there. And Black Diamond Boots, which perfectly slotted itself in, is now sitting there at $2+. Everything worked out alright, because it didn't sell that much compared to the rest of the skins. With these two pieces, the stars are aligning. The stars are aligning perfectly for both of them potentially be the lowest selling skins out of all the clothing armor. But will the collection remain fairly in demand afterwards? Good thing to consider. As you might have noticed, we just made a note how the tier 3, the hoodie and pants, they weren't selling that much. Hoodie and pants are selling for about 50, 70 cents between that price. Tier 3's been selling for about $1 each. That doesn't sound like it's been very in demand. No. Could things change now with the appearance of the boots and gloves? Well, of course, when they've arrived, suddenly everybody wants to buy them. But will people still want to buy them after a week, after a month, after a year? It's a fun, silly, goofy set. I think people will appreciate it. It's just, I'm not 100% convinced. But lack of sales will be a nice boost, and it could still work out very nicely. Now, just to point this out, both of them are selling for 99 cents each. They are both not abnormal, okay? They are regular skins. They will only rotate when the rest all rotates. So, Wednesday night, we'll look at the sales, we'll make considerations. But as I said, it doesn't match up to 17,000 subscribers. It's in a very good spot. So, let's now go in game, give it a good look, and you can tell me, do you like it? And of course, I'll wear the full set as well. So, get a good look at my very cool looking road sign gloves and boots. Let's get up nice and close. To space. Yes, I shall. Imagine if that was like an end goal for Rust. To escape the island, I must escape the planet. Hate everybody on there, they smell. Anyway, got a little astronaut design. It's like kids' pajamas, in a way. I get the feeling that was the original intended design. So it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty sweet. Alright. Very nice. Okay, nighttime look. Not very reflective, which is totally fine for us. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. Rise up. Look at those gloves. Again, not too reflective. Alright, I certainly am not going to complain. And so, I'll ask you, don't you think we should wear the full set now? Rocket Man. Right, so. Yeah, it's like kids' pajamas. Get a good look at the Space Raider collection. Are you a fan? Are you jealous? Are you jealous of his very cool looking pajamas? Yeah. To space. Indeed we are. Alright. So, it's a fun, goofy set. Unfortunately, miserable people like this person up above me right now, they'll never find joy. They'll never find fun, things to have fun with. But overall, I do question, is it actually going to remain in demand afterwards? Alright? Gotta keep an eye out, alright? Lack of sales could be a benefit, but if nobody wants to buy them afterwards, we might be in trouble. And so that let's now go ahead and showcase the next skins. Give us a smile. Here we have Scrapper Tier 3. So, this also waited quite a long time. That's a very cool looking bandit style. Now, I had someone come up to me earlier and he said, Hedge, this looks like a Warhammer. Looks like orc armor. Now, I've got to be brutally honest with you. I'm not fully knowledgeable of Warhammer. But if you are a connoisseur of Warhammer 40k, feel free to comment below. Does this remind you of orc armor? Because we do have to remember, we are going to have that Warhammer collaboration. Would people suddenly want to wear Scrapper full collection with that? I don't know. As far as I'm aware, the Warhammer collaboration is supposed to be a Hazmat DLC. We'll see. We'll see what that is. But yeah. Anyway, it's a bit reflective. Wah! I only know about that. Sorry. Yeah. Let's go to wah. But yeah. Overall, it's a nice, grounded, makeshift DIY design. Bit goofy, but there's a little bit of beauty in that, isn't there? Yeah. So do you like it? And you know what? At the very least, let's go put on the full set. Now, I will warn you, if you like what you see, I'm very sorry, but a lot of the prices here have gone up pretty insanely. Now, if you wait a good couple of weeks, chances are it will cool down, calm down, go down. To be expected, yes, yes, yes. But, what do you reckon? Very nice stitched together design. The only issue is there's no boots and gloves. But could we see the skin creator making a return to this? Could we see the skin creator motivated to now go ahead and make some road sign gloves and some wonderful booties? Oh yes, oh yes. You can also comment, is this a reference to Warhammer? What do you reckon? So yeah, lovely tattered, stitched up design. It very likely could keep you nice and protected. And you look very funny. Right then. So, in terms of like an investment towards this, it looks cool. I mean, if you're going to sit there and envision a bandit, I feel like that's a perfectly fine imagination for the idea. Yeah. But, oh, what happens next? Final core piece has been accepted. Tier 3. We can anticipate the idea of maybe seeing some boots and gloves. Maybe a jacket. Is the skin crate even active at the moment, though? That's also another thing to consider. Well, maybe we've got to be a bit realistic and say chances are the most likely outcome will be that this does drop off. I'm sorry to say, but if you like it, if you think it looks cool, that's what matters most. Go buy something because you like it, because you appreciate it, and maybe the skin creator will be, feel invigorated to go make more for it. So let's hop out of here, get a good look at all the details. Right, Scrapper. Both pieces here, $1.49. Both pieces are abnormal. Okay, that's a nice benefit. I'm not going to complain about that. Collection, can we get a good look at all that? Not up to date. Uh-oh. And then over to here, are we up to date? So let's go find out. No. Okay, well that's a bit concerning. Let's go over to here. I've at least got all this ready. So hoodie, pants. Let's get a good look at the prices. Right now, this is almost $5. Right now, this hoodie, well, that's $6.80. What? Listed price. Doesn't mean it's actually selling for that price. Look at the bars, for example. That'll give you a better idea of what's actually selling for. And then over to here, you can see the pants, also $7. These came out a very long time ago, right? So to finally see the final piece, it's pretty sweet. It's nice to see. But final piece, are we going to see more? Johnny old boy, he actually did return. He's been making tiger skins. He's made twisted metal. Will Johnny old boy want to make boots and gloves now? It would be nice. Perhaps you might need to go over, and give him a little message. You pop over to here. You see the tier 3's now been accepted. You go to the comment section. You go, oh, congratulations. Give me boots and gloves. Yeah. Look at all these people from the past. Please, we want this. Well, you're going to get it, my friend. Please just wait another 6 years. Good stuff. Right then. So, yep, feel free to go ahead, comment there if you want, and let's see what happens over the course of the next few weeks. Will Mr. Johnny Old Boy make a return? Because since he got those Twisted Metal skins accepted, kind of disappeared. I haven't noticed him that much with the skin submissions. Maybe he got a job. A new job, or I don't know. Who knows? But you get the idea. Cool. Right then. So, how many skins have we done so far? Quite a lot. How many do we have left? Quite a lot. I have no idea how long this video is going to go on for on YouTube. I feel so sorry. So sorry about that. But it's out of my control because there's so much lovely things to talk about these skins. Yay. So, okay. Tier 3. I'm definitely going to do the abnormal Bardas first. That's 100% going to happen. I'm not super convinced it's going to be A-okay, but I'd love to see a return and, of course, more skins being made for it. Cool. Let's now talk about Prototype Icepick. So this was actually submitted a good month or so ago. It's relatively recent, but also, what have we seen fairly recently? A lot of salvaged Icepick skins being accepted. Oh no, not again. So how's that currently holding up right about now? How's your Steam market price? Because you're the only one that's currently in the positive that came out recently. You sold for what price again? $2. Okay, fair enough. You're looking pretty good. Props to you, ISI Salvaged Icepick. But you're the fourth one to be accepted, and if I can recall, it didn't sell that much compared to the others. 26,000 subscribers, 24,000 subscribers, 16,600. This one did 18,000. However, that one wasn't really aesthetically pleasing, I should say. Like, it wasn't like super flashy or anything. That was all nice and gold. Still went down in price. You were fairly straightforward, fairly basic, but you were the first skin to be accepted in 8 years. Not surprised to see it. That's, you know, that amount of sales. This right here, Prototype Icepick, it is a collection continuation. Let me remind you of the Prototype Sword. You probably don't remember it because I don't think any of you are actually using it. Just being, like, honest. Here you go, Prototype Sword. Salvage Sword. Cool bit of transparency, which you unfortunately cannot see. I'll show it to you in the workshop. But like most salvage swords, it's just only $1. But yes, I can confirm, made by Dark Schneider, Zed Skipper. That got accepted. Very cool design. And if we go over to here, you'll see we now have... apparently it's not there. That's awkward. Well, that version's right there. But if I could just quickly go over to here, where's the workshop page? Gimme. Thank you. And there we go. Dark Schneider, Zed Skipper. Ta-da. Job done. Right then. So, oh, there you go. I guess this is the more up-to-date collection link. Anyway, these skins were made in reference to the Lumberjack DLC. You know, from 2 years ago. Yep, it's been that long. Okay, well, there was another attempt recently, as I said, because there was the push for salvaged Icepicks last month. Yep. And so, with this, is it going to be all right? Well, I'm sorry to say, I'm not really thinking it's going to be A-okay. Like, compared to the other salvaged Icepicks, it's a nice design. It's clever for what it was. It's just, we've had more recently. And I feel like that might get lost in the shuffle and just end up like these. Probably down a fair bit. But the one saving grace is that I don't think it's going to sell that much. I think it's going to be the lowest selling salvaged Icepick skin we've seen since the newest batch. If that does over 10,000 subscribers, I will be surprised. I feel like by now, people have already bought a salvaged Icepick that they want. And with that, I do worry for you, I'm afraid. I do worry for you. Okay then, well, I mean, if you like it, by all means. So let's go get, go in game, showcase it, and you can tell me if you like it or not. And here we are. So, give that a good look. It's all grey. Got a very sharp bit of teeth there. But overall, it's just grey. Again, in reference to the previous skin, and of course the Lumberjack set. But I just don't think it stands out enough. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off. If we do see more tools, if we do see like more skins around it, okay. But there have been attempts for that in the past. This was only accepted today because complete the sets. Face Punch looked at that and said, you know, it'd be nice to see another salvaged Icepick skin. Let's make sure we get one that's part of a collection. Well, I mean, technically now it's a collection because we got the second skin. But yeah, I don't think there's much holding up for it. Sorry to say. So, give it a good look. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. It's just, yeah, it's just another salvaged Icepick. And if it doesn't really stand out enough, perhaps people don't care enough about it. Yeah. Zed Skipper, Dark Schneider, they've made some very cool looking skins in the past, and cool looking Twitch drops, you name it. I'm pretty sure they'll probably make some, more stuff for it. Not sure what it's going to be, so keep an eye out on the workshop. And so let's go stand on stage and get a good look at this. Not too reflective. Okay, yeah, I've got no issue with that. Let's try and do a reasonably okay pose. I've got it held right next to me. Yep, get a good look at that. So, yeah, it is what it is. If you like it, by all means buy it, treat yourself. But do not be surprised that drops off probably a fair bit like some of the others have recently. I honestly thought we weren't going to see another salvaged Icepick skin for quite some time. Little did I know, a complete the sets was on the horizon. Alright then, fair enough. And so let's now move on and showcase the next skins. And here we have Opulent roadside gloves and boots. We've now complete this collection. Could still see a jacket anyway. So basically it's in the same position as the Space Raider collection. Very nice yellowy gold sheen. Quite pretty, a bit cracked. Yeah, I mean it's had some usage, it's all good, still good. But yeah, very nice gold design. So you might know of Duck, the skin creator, the man behind the Neon Storage collection. Well, before that, in 2020, we saw the Opulent collection. He got all the clothing armor pieces accepted, except the boots and gloves. And well, looks like we finally got them accepted. And of course, quick look at night time. With the lights on, they do reflect quite nicely. It is a very reflective set. But to truly notice that, perhaps we're going to have to go ahead and get the full collection on. Ooh. Dear God, I'm so shiny. Look at me. I'm incredibly shiny. Yes. So, Opulent collection. You're now complete. Would you still like to see an Opulent jacket? Any other type of Opulent skin? Feel free to comment below. Now's your chance. But yeah, get a good look at that. Very nice and very, very shiny. Cool. Okay, now, night time. With the lights on, I think I've only become shinier. Oh yes, I am gloriously golden and shiny. Gloriously golden and shiny, oh yes. Look at that. Thank you very much for the subscription there, Mr. Maverick. So, Mr. Maverick, do I look shiny to you? I'm very gold. I'm like a chocolate bar wrapped in, well, golden wrapper, yes. So, yeah, very shiny. Is there anything else for this collection, though? As we pointed out with the Space Raider boots and gloves, they very likely could end up being the lowest selling skins in its whole set. Are these boots and gloves the same? Well, let's hop out of here, look at the details, and question. Could it work out nicely as an investment? As you'll notice, these skins aren't exactly doing super great at the moment, which is kind of surprising with all the other things. I'm not sure if this is fully up to date. But 14,200 subscribers, 14,800 subscribers. Seems the tier 2 was doing around 8 to 11. Unfortunately, I can't see any more here. So I might have to hop out of here. Go to Steam. Hoodie, pants. Let's get a good look at you. Oh, right now you're currently selling for about $5. And over here, again, listed price is $5, not the actual selling price. Workshop item, subscriber account, please. 4,900. Wow, really? That low? Oh my. Okay, it's not surprising to see that's at such a high price. What about the kilt? What about the face mask? Let's go take a look now. This is now listed at just under $4, highest bar to $2.60. And over to here, this face mask, $5. Yeah, I think the prices need to update. Okay, cool. Right, so I think we've established tier 2, the kilts were specifically 11,000 subscribers, hoodie pants just under 5,000 subscribers. But the tier 3, you had quite a lot, just under 15,000. Okay, so I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I don't think we'll be doing better than the hoodie and pants, but it's still a nice addition. Is this collection still in demand? Have you seen people using this? Maybe from here and now you might start seeing a lot more people using it. We'll see. But anyway, if both the boots and gloves only sell so much, and let me remind you, they're not the highest selling skins right now, are they? No, no, they're not. If it does a respectful less than 10,000 subscribers, that'll be fine. I think that'll be pretty good. With all these boots and gloves, will it slow down pretty quickly after a few days? Will the subscriber counts barely move that much? Again, I am expecting not that many subscribers by the end of the week, but how low will these end up altogether? Oh, this is going to be interesting. This definitely looks like it'll be selling less compared to Space Raiders. But will Duck return to Opulent Collection? He's still active. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives it another shot, makes some more things for it. What else is there to make, though? Comment below. Right then, well, it certainly is looking interesting. I'll definitely say that. And of course, very bright and shiny. But is that what people want? Your opinions, please. We'll put that aside now. And let's just sit here and say, I'm just going to talk about both of these boots at the same time, alright? Because they're both in the same position. They're both just a pair of boots. So we've got Skullkiller boots. The final piece for the Skullkiller collection. Tier 3 came out, 17 to 18,000 subscribers. Hoodie Pants, just over 20,000 subscribers. Tier 2, 15,000 subscribers. Well, the kilt specifically. The other two, tier 2 pieces, 13,500, 13,000, barely just over 13,000. Overall, the collection isn't down too bad. But then again, are these prices up to date? Skullkiller, here I go. Boom. Skullkiller looks like it had a bit of a boost. Doesn't seem to be the biggest one today, let me tell you that. But still looks like they're in a good spot. $2.32 for the face mask. That's definitely gone up a little bit. Kilt is now just under $3. Yep, that's had a little bit of a boost as well. So yeah, just the boots being accepted today definitely has given these skins a nice rise in price. I guess you could say that, yes. So okay, cool. But you might sit here and say, okay, is there anything else now? Probably not. We haven't seen a Skullkiller skin in quite some time, until now, of course. I will sit here and say, if those boots, much like what we've seen with the previous week's boots, if they sell less, right? Of course, we very likely could end up like Pirate boots, Chameleon boots, and Black Diamond boots. They sold quite a fair bit less, especially the Pirate boots. Sold quite a fair bit less compared to all the clothing and armor pieces in their collections. And they're all comfortably in the positive at the moment. I can see that happening here again with these skins. It's the second lowest selling skin at the moment. Actually, technically it's third. Back over to here. Yeah, because you're doing a little bit better compared to that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that gets a bit more sales as time goes on. It's very close to each other. We've only had like a couple hours of sales. Well, technically I've been streaming for quite some time now. Anyway, moving on. That right there, cool. But Playmaker boots, we've already talked about the SAR earlier. We did make mention that the Playmaker collections had a very nice spike in price today. Let's go get a good look at the Playmaker skins. So, as we will see, hoodie and pants, it's got colour in it. As much as we might sit there and say the SAR's kind of white, that's still got quite a lot of colour. This still has quite a lot of colour. But they still have risen up today. People have been appreciating. How many subscribers did they get, though? In fact, we probably can see it all here. Hoodie and pants, around 15,000 subscribers. What is going on with the tier 3? Wow. Is the tier 3 really that low? Well, let's go find out. So 15,200, 14,700, Playmaker collection, scroll, tier 3, get a good look at you. I can confirm, only 4,500. And then over to here, 4,300. Right, when were they accepted then? You accepted it in July 2019, and you were accepted beforehand. Okay, so this was independent. And then once people saw collection continuation, they must have thought, oh well, better go jump onto that. Yeah. So, if I were to look up... Oh. We don't have the other tier 2 pieces. Completely forgot about that. Okay, was the kill accepted then? That's actually a little interesting thing to find out. So $3.50 on the Steam market. That was accepted a month after tier 3. Okay, yeah, alright, that makes quite a lot of sense. So hoodie and pants came out after tier 3 and kilt. By then they're probably comfortably high in price and people just thought, oh yeah, that's going to be easy money. Bought a ton of them. And unfortunately, because there's far too much of that compared to this, there were problems. Okay. So we've got the Playmaker gloves. Where's the roadside gloves? Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear. So we might be in a bit of trouble. Looks like we have to wait for some roadside gloves. Hopefully Diva Dan makes a return. So anyway, out of all those collections, clearly things are looking pretty good for both the boots. The Playmaker boots are the lowest selling skin at the moment. Do you reckon we'll get close to tier 3 numbers? I don't think this is going to sell as much as the hoodie and pants. That is in a very good spot. That is in a very good spot. Well then. Okay. Honestly, they're both in a very similar situation. Let's see if it works out nicely. And of course, let's go in game right now and get a good look at these boots. My goodness, what wonderful looking booties. Oh yes. A very nice shiny blue. How exquisite. How lovely. Oh yes, look at that. So, I've got no issue with that. Looking very nice and shiny as well. Okay, but again, I don't think everybody appreciates shiny. So, I will have to take that into consideration. Also, you know, it doesn't glow. I know some people probably thought it would, but no, just shiny. Right? Lights are right there. Ugh! So, yeah, point made. Okay then, well, yeah, comment below. Do you like what you see? And would you like to see more of Skullkiller collection? We don't get that many blue collections, do we? No, we don't. Well, maybe things could work out quite nicely. Keep check of the sales. We'll talk more about this on Wednesday. Those are some pretty large Velcro. Yes, get a good look at the Playmaker. God, honestly, you want to learn how to tie his laces. Okay. Looking pretty cool. That's totally fine. I guess you could say they're mostly white. You can try. You can try. Okay then. So, comment below. Do you like? No time. Not very reflective, are they? But they are. They do have a quite large proportion of white, so they do stand out quite a fair bit. Yeah. Okay, well, a nice addition with the SAR. I don't think anybody's going to complain. Alright. But keep an eye out with the sales. But also consider, was Playmaker in demand beforehand? Was it getting regular sales? Ooh. Gotta go ahead and look at the Steam market and whatnot. And so that, should we hop out of here and talk about some other things? Because we just got through 19 skins. I've actually been here for a few hours. Help me! Yep, I certainly have been here for a few hours. There's a lot to go through. Quite a lot to prepare for. Also, showcasing certain things in certain environments. I still need to do one more. You'll see that at the very end of this video, don't you worry. Are you satisfied with the restore? Over the past several weeks, I've been seeing the occasional extra late pick. Skin that was on the workshop for, well, in certain instances, years. Most instances, just a few months. But with this restore, oh my. The average waiting time for the skins we see here is about 3 years. That's pretty cool. And that's the beauty of the complete the sets. And with so many people jumping in today, buying tons of skins after reacting to seeing what was accepted today, it was nice. It was very, very nice. But I haven't really said it that much today. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip. We are now approaching the end of August. Soon, quite a lot of kids will be going back to school. Oh, what a tragedy it will be. Finally, it'll be peaceful and quiet for a bit. But, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me if a lot of those people in education might neglect education, considering that we have the very big, very, very big naval update on the horizon. Very recently, if you've been keeping an eye on the commits, there's mentions of deep sea, mentions of brand new islands to visit. Some people are assuming it's going to be islands in the distance. You know how we're on a big island, but then there's like loads of water surrounding. You might have big islands in the distance that you can, float towards, drive towards in your boats, row to there. Imagine if we've got like pedal boats and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Anyway, Keep an eye on the commits. You can see what Face Punch is working on. Now, this is not expected for September. No. It's either going to be October or November, based on what Mr. Shadowfrack said. Sorry. But he did say that. We are expecting the Decor Lighting Pack. That's going to happen most likely for September. A special DLC. You get a beanbag as well. You get everything. Oh, everything's lining up perfectly for you, isn't it? But anyway, no big, fat, massive content has been mentioned for what most likely will appear for September. Looks like everything's being lined up for the naval update. Naval update, naval update, naval update, radiation, naval update. Okay. But I will mention this. I saw this being mentioned today, and I see a mention of a Christmas Sled skin. Are Face Punch already working on Christmas skins? It's August. Are they doing like a special DLC pack for Christmas? I wouldn't say no. Or is it something that's just going to be given to us? Don't fully know, but I've noticed. So, if it's something that's going to be in your Steam inventory, it would imply something you would have to buy. Or a DLC. So, I mean, we'll find out. Will we get the special ice sculptures working this year? You might remember last year we were supposed to get them. There was some awkwardness with it. Didn't really work. They shelved it. Maybe it might work this year. Alright, we'll see. Player count. Well, right now it's not very good because, if you saw the time right now, oh dear. But the player counts as of recent, perfectly fine. Over 100,000, which is very impressive. It might drop a bit as we finish this month, but we've had a solid summer. I was honestly expecting higher, but it looks like post-Christmas is always king. December, January, that's where you're most likely going to see the big player counts. Summer last year was good, but Christmas just proves to be so much better. So maybe you didn't sell all your skins in the summer this year. That's fine. Just got to wait a little bit longer now for December and January. January is best for skins that aren't Christmas related, and of course, November, December are best for Christmas related skins. Have you kept track of Christmas related skins recently? You might remember we got like a snowman backpack and, well, how do you spell it? What was it? Oh, there it is, snowman backpack. It's right there in front of you. Do you remember how this sold for like, what was it, like $2? And then dipped down in price to a very low price? Yeah, you might remember now. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's jumped back up to about $1.50. At its lowest, springtime, and I warned you, went down to about 90 cents. Yeah, no, it's already improved. $1.75. Highest bar $1.62. It's August. I own quite a lot of these. I think we're going to see some very fun things as we get closer and closer to Christmas. Oh, yeah. Hedge, why are you talking about Christmas now? Because we have to anticipate and prepare for it. I don't see many Christmas skins going down in price over the course of September, October, November. In fact, they only get stronger. Gingerbread. We saw this silly rug last year. Do you remember it? And where are you? Gingerbread rug. What was its name? Gingerbread rug. There it is. Yeah, that's also improved. That really wasn't doing very well earlier this year. Now it's selling for $1.50. Barders up to $1. Could be better. But again, the closer we get to December, the better we see the improvement. At its lowest, cool, that's about 80 cents. But now, we're already starting to see people doing some buyouts. So if you've waited in the long term for some nice Christmas investments, ooh, we're noticing some fun things already. Halloween is, of course, first. Before that, I'm still rolling with the assumption, based on, Face Punch messaging Mr. Shadowhopper, showing him the concept of what they had for Bone Wars. Looked a lot like a building skin. I am still with the belief, I said this when I first saw it, and I'll say it again, you know how we get the gingerbread building skin for Christmas? Everybody gets it for like 2 weeks during the Christmas period. I reckon for Halloween, that'll be the building skin for Halloween. Bone Wars, yes. Oh, so yeah, all right. We're getting closer to Halloween. Let's see if that proves to be correct, or maybe it'll just be a brand new building skin. Who knows? Made out of bones, yes. All right, cool. So we've said everything we needed to say. Back over to here. If you're to be aware of all the newest skin submissions that appeared over the past weekend, feel free to go ahead and watch my Rust Workshop Skin Checks video for August 19, 2025. All collection continuations are chaptered. There was a lot of wood double doors, and I so much that I had to point it out as a chapter. And yeah, so 10-year anniversary. At the beginning of this video, you saw me making a fuss about the bloody pants. That's because we found out that was going to be a new skin being accepted today before the rust door even appeared. It was delayed. It appeared at midnight UK time. That's late. Very late. But it was mentioned that something special was coming. We realised when we jumped onto the workshop, bloody pants had just been submitted again, so put two and two together, we kind of spoiled it for ourselves. I made a little joke saying, oh yeah, everyone's just buying tons and tons of bloody hoodies. What vending machine skin was that? I'd like to sit here and say, with this rust door right here, and I'll quickly show this to you because you can find it on both SCMM and on Rust Help. Unfortunately, SCMM is behaving the way it is. If you just go all the way over to here, you can track this little bar here, just below. August 20, 2015. I don't recall anybody being around back then to showcase all these skins. Perhaps today was just a warm-up to showcase all of these skins. Yep, I think for Saturday I'll put out a very special 10-year anniversary video and we'll showcase the very first rust door from skins made by skin creators. I don't care about all the ones that the very first ones are the blah. Sorry. But yeah, you get the idea. But the very first rust door, which skin creators got their lovely pieces of works accepted, we're going to go ahead and showcase all of them. I'm going to have to figure out a faster way of doing it because after this, today's video, have we reached 2 hours in this video? I don't know. I've recorded like bits and separate portions. Oh my, it's going to be a while to get it uploaded to YouTube. Oh, such is life. So yeah, very special video with a very big surprise at the end of it. Some people know exactly what it is. I have shown it off on stream because I need to get some feedback. Feedback? What for? Ooh, we're going to find out. And so that, shall we now go ahead and wrap up this video? What do you reckon? Is it white? Is it grey? Do you notice it from a distance? Someone also mentioned earlier, Hedge, could you wear the bloody hoodie and pants in the desert? I mean, okay, yeah. Let's move that sun around a bit. Oh, but then again, it's dark. Most dark skins would work out nicely in shade. But as I look at that SAR, it doesn't really seem to be very white to me. Seems to have just blended in quite nicely with the thing in the background, the big rock. Maybe that might work out perfectly fine in the snowy tundra if it just blends in with what's behind it. That's fine. With the hoodie and pants though, bit questionable if you could see that as nice desert camo. Bit questionable. Alright then, so that is a wrap. Thank you very much for watching the video. I have no idea how long it is. I'm very, very sorry, but it was a lot of skins today. And I think we're also having a lot of skins next week to catch up with the fact that this might have been a surprise rust door that they probably worked on at the very last second. Don't fully know. But we should appreciate it. Some very cool additions were introduced today. The longest wait to be accepted, 10 years. The bloody pants, that happened. Cool. Comment below which skins you bought for yourself. Did you manage to sell anything to make a lovely bit of profit? Someone in my chat has just sat there and said he sold 20 bloody hoodies today. They're still selling for more than $10. I don't know how much money you've made, Mr. Marksman Villa, but props to you. That's the way you do it. Are we still going to have a complete the sets late this year? Normally it'd happen around like October, November. That might be it for this year. Who knows? But it was a very big rust door. Lots of cool things. I'm really tired. I need to wrap this up. Why don't we just go ahead and disappear?